Staff and friends of the Moses Lake Public Library are hoping to get some public support for their plans for modernizing the 52-year-old building. The library's foundation is putting on a fundraiser on Saturday to help purchase new mobile shelves for the children's section. Bagels for Books takes place on Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. at Frontier Middle School and includes breakfast and performances by the Voices of a New Day choir, and local authors will also be in attendance. Purchasing the new shelves would allow staff to configure portions of the library into more open meeting or community use spaces inside the 9,000 square foot building. Moses Lake Public Library Foundation President Tim Furman talked about the needs to update the library and make it a better resource for the community.
Right, designed in 1965, and so it was, designed for 1965 when we didn't have computers and we didn't have all the stuff that we have now. So, yeah, trying to retro the building in. I mean, it's a great building. Everybody loves it. Everybody was worried that we would replace it with a building, and everybody said, no, this is our library, and they all like the location. It's a nice facility. It just needs updated to modern uses so they can plug in power and network and have wireless all throughout the building. But, books are still a huge part of what they do. And the bookshelves are just worn out, and the hope is as we replace the shelves, that gives us the additional ability to move things around and have space that we didn't have before because the books were in the way.
When the library was opened, Moses Lake's population was about 5 times smaller than it is now, yet the building has stayed roughly the same. Furman hopes residents see the value in investing in the library over the next few years.
Yeah, flexibility really wasn't the focus back then, and these days everything is about flexibility. If you look at most modern libraries, you have way fewer permanent walls anywhere. You have temporary walls and you can adjust the size of rooms and the size of meeting spaces. But the idea of, this shelving is here permanently, we're never going to move it, just isn't part of how they operate these days. And these shelves are okay, but they weren't designed to ever be moved. They were designed to be used in one space. You move them up and down a little bit, but that's all they were ever supposed to do. And frankly, they weren't library shelving in the first place. They don't meet modern requirements for seismic requirements and things like that we have now. People still use it, and in fact, the usage over the years has gone up instead of down. It's just, especially as the economy goes bad, people come to the library looking for, how do we get a hold of a job? They come in and use the computers to do resumes and cover letters and all that kind of stuff, but they're also doing research. The school libraries more and more requiring homework and stuff, and the only way to do that is outside the school library, and this is the library they use. Yeah, one of the things we looked at is, the existing space is about 9,000 square feet, which, back then is a good sized library, but yeah, we're talking about, adding another 20,000 square feet, kind of heading out into the park area. Which is, it's kind of an underutilized park, but it's a great space and it keeps the library where it was before. Keeps it, and the idea is to maintain the look of the building. It's a pretty unique building. You don't have a lot of hyperbolic paraboloid roofs around. So, this is the people's library. They love where it's at. They love what's here. They just want more of it.
Tickets for the Bagels for Books fundraiser are $10 each and can be purchased on the foundation's website at mlplf.org. In Moses Lake, Devin Higgins for iFIBER 1 News.